Singapore Business Bank account for foreigners update as of 2021. This is the topic of discussion for this presentation. More specifically, we recently got a lot of questions from foreigners intending to open a company in Singapore about the bank account opening. So their questions typically are which banks are opening bank account for foreigner promoted companies? Are there any regulatory changes? Are banks tightening and is the rejection rate by the banks going up? What is happening as there is no travel possible due to coronavirus? Is bank account opening generally becoming difficult for foreigner promoted companies? What other options do you have and what care you should take? So this is basically the discussion points, and just to clarify once again, here I am referring to the company which is registered in Singapore by a foreign promoter. So you might be staying in Malaysia, China, India, Australia, anywhere, and you intend to open a company in Singapore and either relocate or operate it from overseas. What are the policies about bank account opening in this regard? So I will give you first of all some background. Now, in last few years, authorities found, so I can say that this was in the period 2017 to 2020, some of the shell companies were found by authorities. They were operating in Singapore and almost all of them were promoted by foreigners. So, shell company is a company which does not have any genuine business. So, these were the companies which claim that they were operating in a general trade or import and export businesses, and they were buying something in China and supplying it to some other country somewhere. However, on a closer scrutiny, authorities found money laundering incidences in these cases. And that is why authorities are now tightening the rules, especially in relation to shell companies. And what they have done specifically, that CSPs, that is corporate secretarial providers, that means the firms like us, and nominee directors, the director who appear as a nominee on your company, they are advised to keep oversight on the companies under their management. So nominee directors cannot say that I don't know what's happening in the company. They are expected to have reasonable oversight. Maybe they can check the bank statements of the companies, or maybe they can question what exactly is happening. And that kind of expectation is set by the authorities. And the second thing is banks are advised not to open accounts for doubtful shell companies. So if there are shell companies which are a bit doubtful, dodgy, then obviously there is a tightening. You will not be able to open the account if you fall in this category. So what does this mean? So basically what happens, few years back, opening up a business bank account for a foreigner promoted company was quite easy. You could visit Singapore, you could meet the banker and provide your passport copy, proof of address, and whatever documents are required, and bank will normally open the account. But now banks will look for what is the nexus to Singapore. Nexus means connection. So when you go for opening the bank account, banks will ask you why exactly you need this company and what are you going to do? What is the connection with Singapore? What is the purpose or what is the need? For example, you might be planning to sell your services to customers in Singapore. For example, an IT company providing programming services is looking for customers in Singapore because there are so many businesses over here. Or there can be some training and education company which is planning to conduct conferences in Singapore. So this is a nexus. Or there can be a case where you are buying something in Singapore and importing into your home country. Or there can be a case where you are exporting something to Singapore and the goods will come to Singapore and you will be selling to Singapore based customers. So this is a nexus. However, if there is no nexus, for example, if you are opening a company to save taxes, that's not generally a valid reason nowadays. So banks will like to definitely know more about it then, and if proper information cannot be provided, then bank account may get rejected. So what happens if the company does not have a nexus? That is still not a problem actually. You can still open the bank account, but then you will have to conduct more KYC and voluntarily provide more information to the bank, justifying why you need the bank account and the company. For example, these details can be results of your current business financial results, maybe bank reference letter of your existing business website. Some kind of presence will have to be shown, and that some kind of presence needs to be commensurate with the requirement which you are putting forward to the bank. For example, a customer comes to us and says he wants to open a company, maybe a general trading company where he is going to buy something in China and import it into some other country. The company will have some high dollar turnover, but the customer does not have any existing business, or if he has any existing business, it has a very small and nominal operations in the home country. So obviously in this case, most probably Singapore banks will not open the bank account, because there is an apparent difference between what customer is claiming he will be doing and what his current status is. Now moving on to next slide, I also want to highlight there are now two types of banks in Singapore. First are traditional banks. So traditional banks are OCBC Bank, DBS Bank, UOB Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, Maybank, and then there are many others like there is a SBI, ICICI Bank, RHB Bank, and so on. And another breed of banks that have come up in Singapore in last 1 or 1.5 year are the neobanks. So neobanks are actually payment service processor which are licensed by the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and they are allowed to issue a business banking account to you, and you can also make inbound and outbound transfers from this account. So these some of these accounts are Aspire app, Revolut, TransferWise, and Wallex. So they are quite in demand and quite popular nowadays. If you compare both these types of banks, in traditional banks, you will take around 6 weeks of processing. So if you apply for a bank account in traditional bank, it will take 6 weeks. Normally, these banks I will recommend to my clients only if they have 500K or more turnover in a year, because the hassles of opening are bit high. And then these banks will also have minimum balance and charges. For example, minimum balance will be something like $1,000, and if it falls below $1,000, you will have to pay maybe $20-30 per month. And then there are neobanks. So neobanks normally are approved in 2 to 3 days, and the approval happens remotely. So you might be continuing your stay in your home country and you need not travel because of corona, or you are not able to travel because of corona. Neobank will do your KYC remotely. They will do it via video conferencing or by using a selfie and a scan method. Neobanks are normally for the smaller accounts. Generally, I will recommend it to my customers if their turnover is less than 500K. There is no minimum balance for neobanks and charges are quite reasonable. There is no fall below charge also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of the neobanks website here. So this is Aspire app. This is what I'm showing here. And normally the approval is between 2 to 7 days. You can put up to Singapore dollar 300K, or there can be some limits on it, which you will have to check with them. And if you see the pricing, okay, pricing is here. There is no cost to open the bank account. Minimum deposit is zero. Minimum balance is zero. There is no fall below fee. There is no monthly fee. Transfers can be made. Standing instructions can be made. Outbound transfers, better rates are available. Inbound transfers, better rates are available. And there are few more points. You can get virtual card, which you can integrate it with your Google Pay. You will get a unique bank account number. There will be multi-user access and so on. So in general, these neobanks are quite efficient and offer a better value, especially if you are a small business. Okay, so coming back to the presentation then. The next point then is, are these neobanks safe? Because people thought that maybe this is a payment processor and whether my funds are going to be safe. For example, if you have maybe $5,000, is that money safe? Or is there any risk that that money might vanish in case that neobank fails? So the first thing to notice, all these neobanks are licensed by Monetary Authority of Singapore. I mean, I'm talking about neobanks registered in Singapore. And secondly, their funds are kept in a segregated account with Tier 1 bank, which is like DBS, OCBC, or UOB. And in most of the cases, SMEs are not anyway going to hold significant balance anyway. It is a business banking account or a business transaction account where you are going to get some revenue and you are possibly going to transfer some part of that revenue to your home country because you might want to pay salary of people working on it or for any other expenses. So in general, my experience is that these neobanks are quite safe and there should not be any issue or there should not be any concern you should have about opening the bank account with them. So the next question is, are there any limitations of neobank? So there are some limitations which you should know. The first limitation is that they can issue normally the business account only. Other banking products or other insurance products, they will not be able to issue you. Financing may not be available, but some of the neobanks nowadays have got financing license also, and they might be able to provide you financing. You will have to check with those specific neobanks. And some other products like bank guarantee, etc., will not be available. So these are some of the limitations of neobank. So now again coming back to the traditional banks. So neobanks, as I've explained to you, will do remote opening flawlessly. So they will just do your KYC and within 2 or 3 days your account will be opened. Not a problem. But in case you still want to go for a traditional bank because you have some specific reasons to do so, then which traditional banks are opening accounts remotely right now in coronavirus period because Singapore borders are still closed for many countries. So you may not be able to travel easily. So the banks that can open accounts remotely are OCBC Bank, UOB Bank, and DBS Bank in some cases. Generally, OCBC and UOB are opening the account, but they are taking a longer time, around 6 weeks. And as I recommended to you, it is better that you provide significant information upfront so that the approval goes smoothly. So my recommendations to clients or any foreigner intending to open a business in Singapore, your first choice should be neobank because you can open it immediately and there is no minimum. So you can start the business immediately. So your first choice should be neobank. You open the neobank account. In case you cannot do with neobank, for example, your specific scenario requires a proper banking facilities, full-fledged banking, then traditional banks are okay, but voluntarily provide more details for KYC and be prepared to wait for 6 weeks. This is what my recommendation is. And the last point that I want to highlight is, do not take the KYC from traditional bank lightly. So what happens is, when you want to open the bank account, either neobank or traditional bank, they will give you some kind of KYC form, or you might have to enter it online. And many people fill some information somehow within 10-15 minutes and expect that everything should be fine. But nowadays banks are looking at all this information. So more information you voluntarily provide properly from your side is better for you. So in summary, there is some tightening of business bank account opening in some of the cases, especially for shell companies. But I think genuine businesses need not worry about it. You in fact have more options in the form of neobanks also.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.